This gives us access to everything that can be found on 5etools.com or 5e.tools, however that works. You need armor, I'm going to grab it from there. You need weapons, I'll grab it from there. If we're going to level our characters, you add a level. You import it from Plutonian, and it populates things, including your spell lists, automatically. It's super good, easy to use. We'll walk through that when we get to it. But just giving you guys a heads up, that's what I'll be using. So as far as like compendium things go, there are notes in the compendium, but it's not holistic. It doesn't include everything. I think it's just the player's handbook or the SRD. I'm not sure. But if there's spells from like Xanathar's Guide, Tasha's Cauldron, if the Strixhaven thing comes out sometime this year and ends up on 5e Tools, we'll have access to it.
I have kind of a more immediate question.
Yes.
So I noticed on my character sheet there's a DAE tab, and I clicked in there and I saw that mage armor and shield was listed there.
Okay. How do you enable them?
That is my question. It sounds like this is a tab you haven't explored yet.
Maybe not.
I will play around and see if I can figure anything out.
Sure. Go for it.
Okay. I figured out how to adjust for mage armor, but it's not through that menu.
All right, cool. Yeah, a lot of the stuff we'll still be using, like, we can still roll our dice if we want to roll our dice in person, or you can use the in-tool stuff. If you have a versatile weapon, there's a versatile button for damage. Oh my god, there's so many status ailments on Nbanje. How will he ever survive? But there's going to be a lot of times where you'll have to remind me to, like, move a bad guy. This is my save DC. I don't plan on using all of the tools in Foundry, because a lot of the game is just, remind the DM how the fuck the game works, and then the DM eventually learns after being hit repeatedly.
Oh, interesting.
I believe criticals are currently set up for brutal crit rules, which is to say it'll do max damage plus the dice roll. I don't know if that's fully configured. I haven't done a lot of testing as far as that goes.
So when you click on your attack and it creates the entry on the right-hand side, if you hover over attack, you'll see a minus and a plus that'll let you roll with advantage or disadvantage.
Oh, neat. That's actually good to know.
You'll also see things like apply full damage, or a quarter damage, or half damage, or double damage to select a token.
Alright, Jack is in the pets folder. Where's the other guy? Fred.
Oh, I don't even have to do the thinking of figuring out which is higher, the higher roll. It just does it for me.
Yep.
Yeah. 2d20. Oh. Oh, that's nice.
Like, if you click into it, you can see where I rolled an 8 and a 12.
Oh, that's radical. Oh, that's super good.
That's super organizational good. Request for you. Would it be possible to pull the pets folder out of the main cast folder?
Where would you like me to place it?
Just in the general... Just have it as its own grouping, since I think that's... it'll be easier to reference between A and B teams.
Alright, one sec. So I'm going to move pets to the root folder.
That works.
Or should it be in the player folder?
Who has a condemner? Do I even want to know?
Oh, I imported Macklin to test them out, and then it wasn't working right,
Oh,
so
okay.
I rebuilt Macklin, and it worked a lot better.
It showed me items. I don't know, just items. And it let me click on it, and I was like,
Oh yeah, it looks like it's going to maintain a database of created items, which should be interesting.
Yeah, I can actually toggle those so that you can't see them. I'm not doing that right now, but I can in the future. Speaking of, those iron boots aren't going to build themselves.
Nope.
Nope. I don't want to be in... I tried to go to... I ended up in TDK somehow.
Well,
Womp womp.
You can change the way your character sheet looks. It's pretty cool.
Yes, we have multiple character sheet styles. Some of them are easier to navigate and more familiar than others.
yeah.
Also, this game features the ability for players to move to different maps. I don't know how I'm going to explore this gameplay-wise, but I am super excited at the idea of like someone hanging in their apartment on one map and then coming out of the apartment into town on a different map. I don't know why, but that tickles me pink.
I'm not even gonna lie that one of the major reasons where I was like, I definitely need Foundry and I definitely need to run games on this was the ability to fucking label and put things in folders and maps. To put maps in labeled folders and organized in a way that's not just a giant list.
I also found out a fun feature. If a door is closed, you can click it to open it and venture through.
Yes.
You can set up teleports.
There's teleports.
Yeah, you can set up teleports so that if you like click on the door and go through, you can teleport the characters to a different map or a different part of the map.
I like that.
I've broken out of the starting zone.
Cool. If you can get to the water, you win. Hey, you got to the water, you won.
Woo!
I hope you've explored your character sheet as much as you can, because now you can't go back.
I think ASMR get dark vision.
Do all of them get it?
I believe... Actually, I'm not sure.
Hold on. Checking out the Protector ASMR now.
So,
Oh my goodness, you can. 60 feet. So, actually, you have the power to adjust your own dark vision.
I do?
If you right-click your character, the little gear icon in the bottom left will bring up all of your token information. The fourth tab in is Vision.
I love it.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Do I really? I do have 40 hit points. But I forgot we're actually kind of high leveled, so 40 points isn't great.
I keep forgetting how leveled we are.
You have more than me? That's weird.
Vanya, you should have 45 HP.
Why should I have 45?
Oh wait, you gave yourself an extra level.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that was on Roll20.
All right, be sure to double check and audit your HP to make sure you have the right
I
amount of
know.
HP for your level.
I
Do
think
I?
I've rolled a couple times and got some really good health rolls.
Do I have the right amount of HP?
You're showing as a level 7 rogue.
Yeah.
I don't think 38 HP is the right amount for a level 7 rogue.
I don't think so either. But we just did her sheet, so I'm like confused.
Rogues do have low HP.
They do, but I didn't think it would be that low.
Hold on.
what's your con modifier?
Oh, I don't have one.
It's a flat
Yeah.
tab.
It's
That
a
would
flat
be
10. Wah, wah.
So a rogue is a D8 or 5 per level. Get up the calculator. So that's
Now I'm hostile.
6. When has Alina ever not been hostile?
I mean, it's
That's what
Alina.
she's-
She's not normally hostile.
That's what she's known for, being very angry and mean.
You should have 38 HP by my calculations.
Okay,
Susie.
so it is right. Alright.
Okay. We're getting somewhere, guys. I'm almost done making this item.
All right, I think I'm pretty set.
I'm gonna hang out in the room with the light.
Yeah, halflings don't get... Ghostwise halflings get it. Regular halflings don't.
Pedal's tiny.
Can someone click on my character icon? I want to see if I made if I figured out how to make a thing happen.
Oh wow,
Did it pop up a journal entry?
it did.
Okay, cool.
It's scrolling before my eyes.
Oh,
It's theoretically supposed to be dialogue, and I picked a journal entry at random, and it's probably a
Nice.
bad idea, but
yep.
It didn't work for me, but it's all good.
I think you have to double click her.
I'm doubling and tripling. Which character am I clicking on? 'Cause
Lena.
Alina.
Oh, you might not even see her because she's out of the starting zone with me.
Okay, yeah, I don't see her. Okay, so I see like dots moving around. Are those just cursors?
Those are cursors.
Okay.
Oh, I love the collision physics on this. Rob, want to see something cool?
Sure.
You see where Vanya and her entourage are?
Hold
At
on.
the bottom?
They're all moving together.
Yeah, but watch this. When I go back inside,
They get stuck. Can you move without them?
yeah, if I have all of them selected, which is why they're all moving together.
Oh, no shit. That's so cool. Want to see something real cool?
So I can just walk them into walls, and then they just keep walking into the wall while I continue on.
So what's cool about this is like everything's grouped into folders, right? Let me move you guys to the side so you're out of the way. Other corner of the room. Check this shit out.
Which room?
The lit room that you guys came from.
Oh, I need to go back in there. I see a select variant up.
So I can just grab a folder full of characters. Oh yeah, let's take all of Nyanzaru.
Oh wow, nice.
They just
Oh, wow.
they explode into existence. I don't know why Reginald's so tiny, but whatever. He can be as big or as small as he wants to be. It's up to him.
It's the size of
I
his
mean-
self-confidence.
He is a wizard.
Tiny, tiny wizard. They are small, so very small.
I feel like I opened up a tab to look something up, and now I can't remember.
I'm sorry. It's probably my fault.
Probably
So
not.
Let's see, like the dice roller with D2, 4, 6, 8, etc. Self-explanatory. What's the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns about? Oh, that's
Anarchy.
yeah. As soon as I said it, I was like, I'm an idiot.
Oops. I have made a grave mistake on this day.
How dare I speak?
How dare I?
It brings me to Leah.
Everything's just so new. He expected the math to be new too.
Right?
Roll20 uses traditional math. Foundry uses Common Core.
I hate Common Core.
Really, I love Common Core. It makes it. That's how I do maths. So
I just hate change in general.
it's easier to teach too.
Incognitus, I'm stealing your character sheet for a moment.
Okay. Yeah, needless to say, I heard them talking about, or I heard Mitch talking about for his 40 hit points, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a fighter.
Oh yeah, I fight. I do the fighting. Okay, those are made. Okay, so you all find yourselves within a dark and spooky manor. The adjacent door in the darkness leads to a musty, damp cobblestone hallway. Not a light or torch in sight. Your first task is to update your character sheets to reflect how much HP you actually have.
Think mine's done?
Did we rest?
That said, you guys did take a short rest, correct?
Yeah, I brought mine back up to practically full, as far as I know. Let me double check roll20.
All right,
Yeah, I
so,
believe we settled on a half hour of gathering shenanigans and then a short rest.
gathering shenanigans and a short rest. So feel free to mark off how many hit die you have left for the day. Your HP would be filled by now, but also your spells, your remaining spell slots. I'm going to go and see if I can grab that information. Starting with Mbanje.
I'm opening now. Opening R20.
I can read off how many. I can read off what you have.
Oh, okay.
You should have one level 4 spell slot, 2 level 3 spell slots, 2 level 2 spell slots, and 3 level 1 spell slots.
Okay.
Have you found the place?
I found the place
to adjust those.
Yeah. So 1 level 4.
Yeah, for some reason. Yeah, you should only have one. Somehow you got 2.
3 level 3.
Got 2 level 3 spell slots.
2 level 3s.
2 level 3s. 2 level 2.
2 level 2.
3 level 1s.
And 3 1.
I'm using Arcane Recovery to regain a level 1 slot.
All right, cool. This is the maths and the managing of numbers that we have to do.
Yeah, I can't just select it. I need to actually roll them, which is a little annoying.
You have how many left?
I should have 4.
But you also gained a level.
Okay, but I'm at 29 HP out of 33. I don't gain any
Alright.
of that back, right?
You spent them, right?
Last game before we leveled, I spent that.
Okay, so that was what you had at the end of last game. So you can continue to spend if you want to spend them.
I'll do one more.
Okay, we're back up to 31. Auto magic! Auto magic! There is room to adjust these numbers manually in case you want to use actual die. If you want to just click the button to mark the resource and then roll actual die, that's fine. Okay, Mbanje, I think you're good to go.
Oh, it pops up in a separate window over here for me to roll X amount of dice.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Alina. Where is your... Oh, you're half-caster, of course. Okay.
Yep.
Alina, you have 0 of your level 2s. You have 1 of your level 1s left. Have you used your channel divinity yet?
No.
All right. I would recommend, then, that you use channel divinity, harness divine power to get back a spell slot.
Okay. What level spell slot do I get back?
Looking it up now.
Actually, it should be in my abilities.
It's one of the alternate ones, so it should, but there's not a guarantee. It can be the level of the spell can be no higher than half the proficiency bonus rounded up.
Is that a certain type of paladin?
All paladins get it. It's a variant feature from Tasha's Cauldron.
Okay.
I can add that to your character sheet if it's not in there.
It is not.
Let me get it in there. That didn't sound right. Don't take that out of context. All right, that should have been imported. Do you see it?
Wait a second. Okay, under spellcasting.
Where are we? Under your spell book? Oh, there's Channel Divinity. That's not right. Why didn't it show up? Ah, it showed up twice under your active abilities. I don't know how to remove the other one. At least not with this character sheet.
Okay, I don't know how to change my spell slots, and now I've deleted all of my second level spells.
You deleted the spells themselves?
No, just the spell slots, but I don't know how to get it back either.
Alright, how many level 2s do you have maximum? 2?
2.
Alright, so we got 0 out of 2.
Actually, it's 3. I leveled up. I was looking at the wrong thing.
Oh. Alright, cool. Alright, I adjusted your channel divinities. Now Harness Divine Power is listed there. We'll have to put your homebrew channel divinities in there, but you do have the information. It's under your passives for some reason. I wonder. Okay, channel divinity is 1 out of 1. Keep in mind, on your active abilities, you have channel divinity, harness divine power, and then just channel divinity. Those are both going to pull from the same source. So if you use one, you've used the other. You have a pool of abilities that you can use with your channel divinity.
Okay, where are active abilities? Because I don't...
On your main sheet, not the spellbook, but left to the sheet, if you scroll down past Healing Hands and Divine Sense, you've got your class levels, then there's your active abilities.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
Okay. Right now, Channel Divinity is in there twice. I don't know of a way to make all 3 or 4 options run off of one resource. Okay. Does anyone else need help looking and editing their stuff?
Yeah, I just need to add Thorn Whip to my spell book.
Okay, you leveled, so you're swapping out Thorn Whip or
Yeah, putting in Thorn Whip, taking out Guidance.
taking out Guidance. So if you go to Guidance, there's like a little gear icon and a little trash can icon. Hit the little trash can to delete Guidance. Actually, I can move over your shoulder and do this because I have Wi-Fi. All right, so oh, no, it's not showing the edit options. Huh. Hit the little 3 dots there. And go to Item Cleaner, Filter, Spell. There you go. That's it. And you should be able to click Guidance. And just hit delete. And then we can add the link after. Alright, it's gone. So now go back to the 3 dots. And we're going to go to Plutonium Import. From here, you want to go to Spells. And then go to Open. And then just type in Form up top and it should show up. Alright, so a little arrow. Put that little arrow. Yeah, you got it. Then you go back to Mbanje, it should show up under your characters. Oh my god, why do you have 10 of them? Why do you have 10 of them?
Because I clicked it like...
Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's go back to the item cleaner and clean out maybe 9 of those. But yeah, you got the gist of it. Get out of my seat, Penny. You ain't not the hoes and tricks. Alright, so I think Mbanje is good. Hey, good job. Vanya, how you doing?
I think I'm solid.
Okay, you're like a dog, which is a firm cat. You should have access to your skeleton. Yeah, you have access. You've been fucking around with them. I'll get their icons in here at some point. Actually, I can send the icons to you, and you can upload them.
I can certainly
find
try.
them. This is going to be a test to see if you can do this on your end. All right. Back at it at the Krispy Kreme. Okay. How confident does everyone feel about getting into it?
I need to figure out if my Constitution thing is working properly.
Constitution is working properly? What, attacking with con?
Yeah.
Alright, so under your weapons, you can hit the edit item icon. Under the details, mod, default, ability modifier, Constitution.
Are you clicking on what I'm trying to click on?
I'm clicking on what you're trying to click on.
I noticed that the scimitar hits harder and hits with more things right this second, so I'm wondering why it's doing that.
0 plus 4 plus 3, 0 plus 4 plus 3. No, they're attacking with the same.
How do they show up as a... But now they're both a +7 on my hit PC thing. They weren't before.
Okay. Yeah, Warhammer was set to strength. I just changed it to con.
Thank you.
These are the things that I am happy to change once I know that they are broken. Okay. Heather, did you have anything to say?
No.
All right, so you're good. Alicia, you're good. Nish, you're good. Dom, you're good.
Yep.
All right, Cece, you good?
I think so.
All right, in that case, we are going to activate Zalrus's Landing. Oh, Lena, did you want to spend more hit die during your short rest?
Oh, damn it.
Oh shit, I need to. I'm pretty low.
Okay. Okay, so as we catch up and adjust a few more numbers and maybe double check our gear a little bit, does anyone want to jump in and give us a recap of last game?
We fought red caps. They were bad guys.
They sure were.
We learned to work better as a team. Combo some stuff. Draw aggro when needed. I think that worked out really well, actually.
You guys synergized, you hatched a plan, you engaged the plan, and you executed the plan, and it actually didn't fall to pieces. You found the fey creatures that were seeming to disguise themselves as dwarves and gnomes to the best of their ability, trying to look like the people who they had driven off only hours before your arrival. Elena, you flashed your badge. The big guy in the back didn't really understand what that meant because he wasn't a fucking person. He was fey. A little bit of back and forth happened. You did some intimidating. He tried. It didn't work. The jig was up. You guys sprung your plan. Eagles attack. You lift up little old men and drop them on people. Big guy in the back turned into a giant fucking ogre. Troll. Smarter than an ogre and twice as bad smelling. Heldy, you reached up, you cut his muffin top off. It fell to the ground and started crawling away like a slug. Blood was everywhere. You did some stabbing, you got stabbed pretty bad too. The fight raged on. You, as a group, spitting insults back at this vain creature, who at some points played a banjo and tried to inspire these guys. We don't know if it worked. It probably didn't work. Not a very good bard, that one. And systematically, you took out this dude's crony. Systematically, you took his fucking head off, and so his cronies ran. Hell, you saw some shit during that fight. These guys were juiced up on something you recognize. Alina, you called upon the power of your fucking ancestors and lopped off a fucking troll's head. Like a badass. Vanya, you did that Sith lightning thing. In Incognitus, you dodged a lot of attacks and really pissed off the DM. Well, you didn't piss me off. It was actually pretty cute. So, you guys hung out at Zalrus's Landing. You found the documentation of, I guess, spoils? This thing was being basically strip-mined by the time you guys got to it. Zalrus's corpse is half buried in moss and green and ferns. A lot of flesh is still intact. Some of the bones are exposed. The head is missing, for reasons you probably know. There's a lot of bird left to pick, however. as you guys go about and gather up some of the stuff that was left behind by the bodies. You guys had wanted to do some things. So, starting in no particular order, Mbanje, can you put yourself on the map?
That's exactly what I was going to ask you about. Because...
Let me come over and help. So, if you go to the right side, there's a pop-up menu. On the very top is an arrow. The characters, and this is third tab in, the players. The B team, you should be able to drag Mbanje right over. Hey, nice. And as I recall, Mbanje is in his furball form. So, go ahead and right-click Mbanje. See that there? You'll have to do that. Right-click it, type in Mbanje, and you're good to go. Gotta get you some more disguises because he gets around.
He keeps telling me I don't have permission to delete tokens.
Oh, I'll have to figure out how to delete tokens. Is it trying to delete the token when you try to change the icon?
I hope not.
Oh, no, you're, to change your icon, there's an actual special button for it. See that right there? Right click. Click it once with the left click. Yeah, type in Mbanje in there. Oh, alright, there are your tokens. Alright, cool. Got that fixed. One step at a time. Some of you guys are taking short rests. Some of you guys are gathering guts. During the first couple minutes, during the first half hour, who's resting, who's looting?
Looting.
Looting. Got one for looting.
Mbanje is going to do whatever Vanya's doing.
Vanya and Mbanje are going to work together?
Yeah.
Cognitus, what you up to? You with us still?
You muted?
Incognitus, what are you up to? Are you looting or resting?
Resting because I need to just roll some hit die.
All right, you're going to sit back, rest. Heldy, going to sit back and rest?
Yep.
All right, so Mbanje, Vanya, and Alina, you guys begin to pick over the bones. Not the bones, but the red cap bits. Let me wet my whistle as you banter amongst yourselves.
I think we'll definitely be working together to start to harvest and cut up some things.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
So, you guys spread out into the area. Alina, you're searching for the effects of the people around you. You know that a lot of these people are locals. You're going to make sure that all their shit is where it should be. Because these are people's belongings, their tools, their livelihood. You've already found the sat... Pardon?
I said that is true.
That is true. So you've already found the bag that contained the contract for Thorhack Redstone. Basically, the rights to carving this thing up. How he acquired the rights? You don't know. But he is the resident monster builder. He knows how to craft with bone and hide and flesh better than just about anybody in town. You've seen this at work. The man is a madman when he's in the forge. So you gather some bags. You find about 12 of them in all, various backpacks and tools. There are scaffolds and ladders and some wheelbarrows as well. This was a medium-sized operation. They were getting up there and starting to, really take this thing apart. But you do secure things, and you are fairly certain that these fey creatures have not run off with any of the items in question. Alina, what's your passive perception?
10.
10 is your passive perception. There's some weird mushrooms growing around, and there's a lot of really sludgy blood from the troll. That's what really sticks in your mind as you pass by the water and the lily pads next to where Zalyrus took a dunk. With a 10. Yeah, you don't feel anything out of the ordinary. Mbanje and Vanya, What are you guys after?
After is a lot of things, but knowing that Mbanje and I are both interested in collecting oddities, I'm going to first ask Mbanje to help me gather all the parts of the troll so that we can arrange a kind of basically bring them together with the body and rearrange the corpse into a corpse-like appearance.
All right, so you guys need 4 squares of space to do so. There is a drawing tool, so feel free to draw a crude picture of a troll somewhere in 4 squares. It takes you guys a little while to find all the pieces. Heldy did a number on that guy's muffin top, and you're pretty sure it landed like 30 feet away initially, and you're not sure how it moved so far. Maybe in the scuffle it got kicked around.
Perhaps we can leave that not behind.
You find a forearm kicking about somewhere. It's a big, beefy forearm. Why am I sideways? It's a good question. And as you guys search around, you can't find the head out in the open. What are your passive perceptions?
Passive is...
Say if I see them looking around and I deduce what they're doing, I could always holler at them where it went.
You remember where the head went?
Yeah.
Yeah, it went in the water.
All right. Okay, Guinness, you're in the thick of it.
So passive perception isn't noted on my sheet. Sorry, Dom, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to ask where to see that.
I know it's 12 because it's 10 plus our perception skill, but...
Oh, it doesn't show. It should show on your senses. We'll have to fix that later. So it's going to be 10 plus your wisdom, so it should be 13 for Mbanje. But he's going to check on roll20.
I think if you're trained in perception, you add your proficiency too.
I am not.
You do.
Oh, it... Okay.
He half proficient at something.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of scores added up, and perception is just like there at 13. At pet, yes, this makes sense. Okay.
Radical. Okay, cool. So, Mbanje, you're 13, and Vanya, you're somewhere around there. Incognitus pipes up, tells you guys it landed in the water. It got flung over there.
Thank you very much.
As you turn your attention to the pristine waters of the small pond where this decaying, overgrown corpse is resting in, the first thing you notice is that though the water is somewhat dark, it is not particularly cloudy. There's no fetid smell to it, no scent of rot. It smells mossy and wet and green. Mbanje, as you peer into the water, what looks like a fuzzy boulder catches your attention. You look a little closer and you realize that it is the greasy black hair of the troll, kind of obscuring the rest of its skull. The blood, viscous green cloudiness kind of surrounds it, but it doesn't seem to spread further into the water.
Okay, Mbanje is gonna lay down on his stomach, reach in and try to get it.
All right, you wrested out of the water easy enough. It's a heavy head, now waterlogged, but you pull up and you are face to face with the blank gaze, slack jaw of a troll. Its breath is as bad as it would have been if it was alive, as its maw kind of opens up, tongue lolls out, showing off its large, yellowed teeth.
Ooh, you need some help. As he just turns the head away from him and towards Vanya.
As he's turning towards me, I'm going to kneel down by the water and kind of squint into it. You said even as Mbanje pulled the head out, it doesn't look like the water got any murkier from the head's presence?
It doesn't seem so.
That is strange. I'm going to take a vial of water.
Take a vial of water. You pull a vial of water. It is clear. It is cool. It seems to twinkle a little bit in the vial. How many vials do you have left?
I can retroactively purchase some more. I don't know. I assume it's part of my kit. So
yeah. So I think it's like 1 silver for vials. Just mark off a silver off of your total funds, and we'll say you brought some more vials with.
I'll mark off a gold and put a list of 10 empty vials and start keeping track.
Sure. There should be information about vials in the plutonium importer, so during some downtime, double check that information and just make sure you adjust the right amount of money. So you got the head, you get a vial of water, and you guys begin to drag the head back toward the rest of the corpse. Which I assume is.
Ivanya's gonna ask why Vanya's taking water.
The water did not grow any murkier for the presence of the head in it, which means that the blood from the troll or its ickiness did not seem to spread out into the water. That is strange.
You think the troll blood has special properties?
Oh, indubitably. That is a difficult word to say in common. Yes.
Indubitably?
See, it's not easy.
Well, and Banja is gonna look between Vanya and the water and just scoop up some water and drink it.
You drink the water. And Banja, you just drink the... Okay, you scoop it up. It is cold.
It was just in there.
It tingles on the back of your tongue as you swallow it, and there's this fizzy... It feels like sparkles going down your throat. It sits in your stomach, and pressure begins to build. And you belch. You feel no different after consuming the water, but it is some very refreshing water.
Whoa! Give me some of that! And he's gonna hurriedly, like while holding the head, hand Vanya 2 vials.
Alright. So you guys gather vials of water. Alina, what else are you up to?
I want to find something cool to take off this dragon with Thorak in mind, in order to be like, I mean, I secured their stuff, I got rid of the red caps, but I also want to be like, I got their contract, a little at them, so,
Alright, so you picking like a souvenir, or
no, I want
something useful?
Something useful, something Thorak would be like, oh yes, this is obviously a good piece.
Alright, there are plenty of items to pick. Let's frame it like this. What do you want to do with this dragon piece?
Bone sword.
What purpose? Bone sword. Bone sword or bone hilt?
Bone sword.
Okay, trying to get a blade out of it.
Thinking about it.
Who? Thinking about it. Roll me. Trying to find the best piece to make a sword.
Survival?
Survival works for me. Survival works for me.
Her background is an outlander, so...
You know what? Yeah, you're surviving off the wilds. Take advantage on this one. Because you're trying to live off the land.
Oh, just...
Okay, 16?
16.
16. A couple of items spring to mind immediately. You know that the creature's wings, the bony protrusions, the finger-like bones, they are the thinnest and the pointiest and the longest. You have a lot that you can do with it. You can make a long, thin rapier or a flat blade that doesn't deviate too much, like a saber. You could work off of that and make maybe like a long blade, depending on which knuckle you take it from. As you look the beast over, you find that you're closest to the hip joint, and you look over the creature's decaying flank, now covered in moss. And that thigh bone is probably extremely thick and extremely sturdy. It would make for an excellent bludgeon. If shaved down and treated properly, it might make for a good broadsword.
Broadswords are two-handed weapons, yeah?
Mm-hmm. It would be a heavy weapon.
Broadsword's versatile. Greatsword is the two-handed.
Oh, it would make for a great sword.
I'm sorry, longsword. So there's no broadsword. There's longsword and greatsword.
It would make... You could make a very heavy blade out of it, or you could whittle it down for a versatile, two-handed or one-handed blade.
Because I do love me a longsword, so I'm going to take the big thigh bone.
Okay, you get to work taking apart the thigh bone. With a survival of 16, you realize that, yeah, you can do it. You're going to have to strip meat from bone. This thing's been rotting, ? For about a week?
I feel like decay does not bother Alina very much.
No, you worship the fucking Raven Queen. You live on Zombie Island. You got this. And you think, due to the decay, it should be a little bit easier to take apart.
She also knows someone in her party who routinely scrubs away decay endured via magical means.
Via magical means. What tools are you using to extract this bone?
I have a dagger, so that'll do a good chunk of it. At least the large bits.
Okay. And you also have a number of tools in the area around you.
Yeah. I'll also look around, see if they have some specialized tools that they were probably using.
Yeah, you look around, you find some carving bits, you find something akin to like a giant forceps, some really big pry bars, like made out of like cast iron. And you pull your tools over and prepare to get the job done. I'd like you to choose how you get this open. Are you going to try to go for finesse, or are you going to just try to brute force this fuck? Or are you going to try to be smart about it?
If I be smart about it, can I do athletics? Is it like... My argument is using controlled force, not like...
Controlled force. You train in athletics?
Yeah, I'm trained in athletics.
How's your wisdom score?
It's an 11, so it is perfectly average.
I'll give you just athletics, just straight athletics. This is going to see how long it takes you to do what you want to do.
Ouch. Nope. Guess what? I'm going to ask my ancestors about this shit. If I can. Hold on.
Yeah, it's a skill check. You haven't rested yet?
Yeah, that's why I have to double check.
Oh no.
I have one left. I have one left.
One left? Use it.
9 and a 19.
Better.
Alright, so that's Memory of 1,000 Lifetimes. It's not a reroll.
Oh, it's not?
You add a D8 to your roll.
Oh, okay, hold on. Eek.
For 15 total. It's not terrible. It's not bad. As you sit down and you begin to work at it, you get in there, nitty and gritty, and you kind of like push and pull, and you're trying to find the best place to strike your blade in and strike the pry bar in. You're searching for an openings for which to use your athletics to best use this. At first, you're just kind of scratching your head, and then you feel like a presence in the back of your mind of someone else who's also kind of scratching their head.
I like how it's just pure, like, if I would draw this, it would just be Alina, but in the background, like, the shadow of Kate also scratching her head. Like, what do you want?
It's kind of like...
You're asking the wrong mom.
You're asking the wrong ancestor. But nonetheless, that presence stays with you. And you feel like the impulse of this entity kind of... You don't hear words, but you get the impression of, okay, I'll take this side, you take that side, we'll figure this out. You move to the left, and you begin to hack away where the joint meets the flank. And you're at it for a little bit. And we'll say at around this time is when those of you who are taking your short rests complete your short rests. So about 45 minutes of gathering shit has gone by.
So in that time, I've had time to prepare the body and cast my spell, and Manja and I would get to cutting into it.
Yeah, is your spell a ritual?
I don't think so. All right, let's see here. It doesn't say ritual. Nope. So I'm just going to burn a level 3 spell slot to cast Gentle Repose on the corpse once we have it together. Use some of our gathered tree resin to apply the coins to the eyes of the troll so they kind of stick in place.
Okay. Gentle Repose, it's a level 2 spell. Using a level 3 to cast it?
No, I was looking at how many spell slots I had. So using a level 2 spell slot.
All right, cool. Helping you out, brah. Yeah, you get the body together. You kind of cobble the bits together. You place the coins in the eyes, and you murmur the incantations. The creature's green, kind of muddy brown skin, it's starting to get a little brown. Immediately brightens up to a verdant, mossy color, and you are aware that it will no longer decay for about a week. Sorry, for 10 days. A week and a few days. You have effectively preserved the body.
And now we can carve into it.
Yay!
Yay. You guys begin to hack away. Yeah. At around this time, Heldy, you've patched yourself up. Incognitus, you've caught your breath. Those abilities that refresh on a short rest are back in your possession.
I'm just going through my list. I feel like there's something missing off my list still. So.
All right. Well, double back and hit me up if you discover what the thing that is missing is. There's a lot of stuff on there. There's a lot of custom things. I think all the custom things came through, but I can't be totally certain. So, while you check over your gear and you adjust those nice metal boots, Heldy, you up to anything?
Not really. This is gathering and doing things like this is out of my wheelhouse, so I'm just waiting.
Sure thing. As you pop a squat and take a seat, you're near by where a lot of the blood was splattered, and you find beside you, from the muck and from the dirt, a peculiar fan-tipped, palm-sized mushroom has kind of broken through the surface of the dirt and the muck. It's like a pale blue with like little white spots on them, but they're not like fleshy white spots. They seem to radiate a faint amount of light from them. Very, very faint.
Huh. She kind of just stares at it.
So as you stare at your new fungal companion, Vanya, you see your skeleton allies are nearby. Alina, you realize with a little bit of a whoop that Nishka is nearby as well.
Yeah. Once I have this giant bone, I'm just gonna pop it like across my back. I've got some rope I can tie it, so it's basically like another, diagonal to my longsword.
You sling it over your shoulder and you keep it as a. It's bundled up. It's your gear now. It's a shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've managed to strip a lot of the flesh from the bone. There's still some pink bits. Somehow the flesh is still pink. You notice that the bone is extremely oily. It's like almost slippery.
Well, I mean, bones are weird. And until
Bones are weird.
you bleach them, they're not really much good anyway. So I'll just kind of tie it and make sure that it's tied tightly, and yeah, carry it.
You fasten it well enough.
And then I'll go get Misha.
All right. You retrieve the dog from the skeletons. They hand over the leash without any fuss. They kind of meander toward you guys as you're gathered by the dragon's corpse. Just watching. Gaze is inscrutable.
Okay, I found the thing. It's there. It's just in a weird place.
Okay. We can adjust where places are to some extent.
Hold on, like the Shield Master's like formatted differently in this one than in Roll20. The order of features on it.
Got it. All right.
With my Skelefriends wandering over, and Mbanje and I getting to work carving into this troll, I'm going to wave my skeletons over to me and ask them to gather up some small bits of bone from the corpse.
Ooh, not just a small one. And Mbanje holds out his hands close and then slowly opens them this big. So I can use it to hit people with. And maybe to walk, that'd be cool. But mainly, like, how many times have you ever going to see a dragon? And I want a staff made of dragon bone as his eyes start to grow wider.
I think you may be overestimating the strength of my skeletons.
I can help after this. I can help. I can totally help.
I just kind of laugh. Let's get these out fast, and then we'll see if we can gather any other pieces of the dragon before we leave.
Okay, that's a great idea.
Are you leaving our skeletons here in order to help break down the dragon?
I think that would take far too long for them. I was thinking of gathering some small bits and pieces that I might grind into dust.
Fair enough. I will help with you. Maybe pick something else that Zorak won't miss. Can I assist?
It's a very large bone on your shoulder.
I'm going to see if Thorak will turn it into a sword for me. It sounds awesome.
All right. So, as you guys excise the heart of the troll, it doesn't take you very long at all. You guys working together, you manage to pull out this, like, volleyball-sized appendage organ. It's still wet, it's slimy, but it's not going to rot. It's just going to make a mess.
Prestidigitation.
You pull the blood off the heart. It is still kind of slimy, though. It's clammy.
Oh, not all of it. That's precious troll blood.
I collect some vials of troll blood.
You collect a couple vials of troll blood. Be sure to mark down how many you collect and how much gold in vials you're going to use for later use. Skeletons, they go about and they start collecting small fragments of bone. They start breaking off the wingtips of the dragon bit by bit. They don't seem to differentiate much between bones and like flesh with bones attached to them. They're just going for like the spines, any kind of loose bit nearby. And eventually they gather a couple bundles of small bits and pieces.
Okay, I'll add a bundle of small dragon bones.
Afterwards, Alina, you and Mbanje work together to snap off one of the midsection wing bones from the dragon's wing. You strip it of its flesh, and Mbanje, you have a full-sized staff. It's not a quarterstaff. It's almost up to your chin, and you're a very tall man.
This is awesome.
It is slick, it is oily, and it is still covered in blood. It's a fresh bone.
So what it's going to need to do is probably with the prestidigitation that Vanya can do, she can clean it up a little bit, but it will need to be dried. If it's not dried properly, it will just snap.
Oh, for sure. I definitely plan to take it and maybe get it shaped so it's not just a bone sitting here. Maybe
If you could collect one more piece from me, I'll get started cleaning up these two for you. Motioning to both Alina and Mbanje's bones.
Sounds good. What do you want, though? Like a wand, or...?
I look torn as I try to figure out if I want a wand or a staff. I am visibly conflicted.
Hey, LD! We're getting boned. Do you want a bone?
They ain't no teeth, they ain't no head.
But there's bones.
Heldy, as you point out there ain't no teeth, you look about, you find that the creature's like forearm is kind of buried in the ground next to you. There are no teeth, but you are aware the dragons have claws.
Yeah, but does she want to put into the effort of digging that up?
Up to you.
Oh my god, just ask Mbanja. He is so jazzed.
He is so jazzed.
Hey, Mbanji, do you know how to dig?
Do I?
He is so jazzed. I'm so into it.
That's fine. The less work Hildy has to do, the better.
Okay, Hildy, you delegate some digging to Mbanje. Alina, Mbanje, you grab another wing bone. It's a little bit thicker and a little bit shorter than the last one. Wait, did you decide on staff or wand?
Wand.
Wand? You find a little tiny wingtip at the end, the very last knuckle. You think you might have to shave it down because it would be a very large wand in its current state. After which point, Mbanje, you go over to Heldy and you begin to dig. The creature's forearm is fucking massive. You gotta dig under it, and even then, it's really hard to actually move. But you're a furbolg. You can lift heavy things. So in a feat of unassuming strength, you reach down and boom, pull this thing's rigor mortis stiffened arm up onto the ground with a mighty thump. In the cavern that you left beneath it, the crater, you see a number of small, bulbous mushroom heads kind of blossom and just swell into existence upon light entering the darkness below. You've disturbed something, and now growth is beginning to take place where the dragon's arm had been. Heldy, the arm in question, there are 5 fingers, a thumb and 4 fingers, each tipped with a long, curled razor of a claw. The thumb claw and the ring claw, actually, I believe it's missing its ring claw.
It's certainly missing some fingers and teeth.
It's missing some fingers and its teeth are all gone. But you see that there are 3 sizable claws that you could take off of this thing's appendage.
Alright, I'll take my dagger out and start trying to cut between the knuckle and the claw and try and pop them out.
Alright, to see how long it takes you can roll a survival check, athletics check. If you're going for quick and hard, you can go for athletic. You go sleight of hand if you want to be careful about it and just, nip all the tendons and pop it off.
Yeah, I'll do sleight of hand.
Sure. Mbanje, you reach over and you start to touch some mushrooms.
Yeah.
I need you to roll me a d10.
Oh no, attack shrooms.
What does an 18 get me?
That's a 2.
In 18, you manage to pop off all 3 claws in the time that you notice that Mbanje has reached into the ground and begins to scoop up some of these mushrooms. Mbanje, please roll me a d100. As you watch Mbanje do this, there is a brief flicker of light, as well as a boom, as the air around him shimmers and warps. You see glistening, glittering, pink stardust and light surround Mbanje. Vanya, you are right to move away as Mbanje's form blossoms and explodes outward in all directions, becoming twice as big as he was before.
What the fuck?
What did you do?
I touched the shrooms.
You don't know where they come from or what they do.
Yeah, you don't touch random mushrooms. That's just
You
That's
don't eat
just
random mushrooms.
I didn't
irresponsible.
eat them this time.
Are you sure you did not eat them?
I didn't eat them. All I did was touch them.
That is a very potent mushroom.
Now you're an even bigger idiot.
I mean, it's not like
feel-
we didn't have a bunch of Fae here.
I feel like I've heard
Mbanje-
this story before.
Mbanje, as you get bigger, your body kind of presses into the ground. You feel your knee kind of fall and collapse into the hole. You hear a squelching noise and smell the scent of spore and funky mushroom as you crush the fungus beneath you. You remain large.
Petal.
You summon Petal, and the little fey creature bounds forward. Upon seeing Incognitus, she begins to giggle incessantly, nearly crashing into Incognitus, as she's not quite able to contain her whimsy. Oh no! Oh no!
Petal, my friend touched a very strange mushroom and something... Well, he got even bigger. Do you happen to know what those things are?
Let me just move out of the hole here. And
You move out of the hole.
Mbanje just
I-
moves a foot
I
out of
just-
the way.
Want to put this out in the world. What if we give Petal one? Would she turn into like a panther?
You could ride her into battle.
That sounds terrifying.
For your enemies?
Yeah. It looks like you touched a mushroom. Sometimes they make you big, sometimes they make you small. Sometimes they make you hear people's thoughts.
Is there a way to safely collect some?
She shakes her head vigorously.
What if you just don't touch them? They have tools for that.
She nods a little bit in your direction.
I snap my fingers and I use Mage Hand to pluck some mushrooms.
Okay. So, you reach out and you pluck some mushrooms. How many do you pick?
Among my supplies, would it be reasonable to have like a small pouch for me to put like this flower samples and stuff that we encounter in?
Sure. You're also aware that spores spread. So be very careful with what you do and what you put in the bag. Or what you take out of the bag. You might want to have an isolation bag.
Yeah, I'm going to... Does anyone have a bit of cloth that I could wrap this bag in?
I'll pull out like a pillowcase or something from my bedroll.
Yeah, you pull a pillowcase from your bedroll. You hand it to Vanya. It's like Vanya, it's a sack. It's a pillow sack.
Oh, excellent. All right, so how many mushrooms could I reasonably fit in this bag?
In this bag, they're relatively large mushrooms, about the size of a fist. In a pillowcase, before you start crushing them, 5 to 8.
Wow, that's it.
I mean, they're big mushrooms.
How many grapefruits can you put in a pillowcase, Dom?
Okay, I think collecting 5 mushrooms and making sure that they're isolated in a bag in a pillowcase is a good idea.
Okay, so
I want one. And he leans closer to Vanya.
I lean back a little bit. These are for experimentation.
Yes.
Thank you, Anina. I appreciate it. I may need to get you a new pillowcase.
That's fine.
Petal, perched on your shoulder, Vanya leans in and speaks very quietly.
Be very, very careful when you touch them. Why not? It might be fun.
To do so. What should I name these?
Magic mushrooms. These are
Done.
magic mushrooms. Okay. And Banjay, time has passed. You're not getting any smaller, but you're not getting any bigger.
He was in the bedroom.
You're heavier. Your feet are sinking into the ground as you move. You're not like sinking, but you are leaving giant footprints as you step. You are under the effects of Enlarge. When you make a melee attack, it does an additional d6 of damage.
Excellent. Hey guys, you think I can just take a whole dragon part? Just take part of the spine with us?
Yeah,
I'm
what happens when you
huge.
get back small again?
I snap my fingers and point at Heldy and nod.
I can just touch another mushroom.
No.
Not one of mine.
You didn't get me any?
Knowing your luck, you're gonna get smaller, or bigger, or even bigger, and then just. What if you explode?
Is that possible, Petal?
She nods vigorously.
I guess I didn't want to explode.
I very carefully pack those mushrooms away.
I still want one for actual science.
Fucking weird.
You're weird not to be excited. How was the last time you seen a dragon bone? Never, that's right.
Go at the headquarters.
Do you have any bags in Banjay? I'll pack some away for you.
I have a pillowcase, it's probably huge now.
That will not remain huge.
Well, put as many in mine as you did hers, and if it does shrink, it's fine.
Do you have a secondary safety bag?
You can have a shirt.
I mean, that would work. And I think between us, we'll give Mbanje 5 mushrooms as I use Mage Hound to very carefully pack everything away.
All right, Mbanje, you can add 5 magic mushrooms to your inventory. You have to create. Yeah, you just put in your notes. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll have to rearrange these stuff, but yeah, I got it.
So, something you notice, Vanya, as you guys begin plucking mushrooms, you start to see them recede into the ground. Just kind of disappearing back into the ground, as though frightened or reacting to your harvesting of them.
This is the DM saying to stop touching mushrooms and move on.
I can confirm nor deny. Yes, gather your spoils. The dragon is not picked clean, but you are rapidly running out of space, and the day is beginning to run long.
Besides, we are going to go help the coconut farm, are we not?
Yes, I think I have everything here. I've already gathered the mushrooms for the spell. For the potion, rather. We have the magic mushrooms. We've done the gathering.
And Banjay claps. I think this was a great venture. Could have done without the red caps, but all in all, we got a troll heart out of it.
As well, it appears you have all of the items needed for the gunslingers and their dubious potion.
Absolutely. The most important part.
The most important part. So, you guys gather up your things, and you begin to head north.
As we do, I'm going to use prestidigitation to make sure everything is clean that needs to be clean. All the bones are stripped of pieces and stuff. I offer up my skella friends as mules to start carrying some of our luggage.
All right.
Oh, quick question. When Petals was giggling when she saw me, was that a noticeable thing, or is that just the cat being a weird cat?
It's a cat being a weird cat. You hear a lot of meowing.
Oh yeah, because I'm the only one that can actually hear Petal speak, aren't I?
She's in your head.
I mean, sometimes cats kind of laugh.
Yeah, it's like a tittering mule.
I figured I'd ask
Okay.
about that.
Yeah. So I'll assume whenever Petal talks, it's in animalese.
Cat chitters.
Cat chitters. So you guys break away from Zalyrus's landing, leaving it in a much better state than when you found it. Items gathered together, tools put away, maybe a few bones shorter, but you know what? You're not working pro bono.
Strangely assembled troll corpse on the ground with a gaping chest wound.
Strangely assembled corpse of a troll. Thanks. Because I need that later. You make your way to a well-known path, following it north and toward the west. Look at the Tikal information. Oh, this is the most recent one. That's fine.
The next troll that comes through that gate is going to be really creeped out.
Oh, fuck!
The sad thing is he's going to promptly steal those coins from the eyes.
Oh, absolutely. Stealing those coins, but he's going to try to. The road is quiet.
Points. That would have been like adding insult to injury.
Oh, that's rude. Your trek is calm. Not much. There's not much action. Not much to see as you make your way northward. The jungle is thriving. You find all manner of chirping birds, large frogs leaping just out of eyesight. Once or twice, keen-eyed travelers spot large lizards scurrying up trees, keeping an eye on your party as you travel from what was once a oak and pine-like forest surrounding Zalyrus's landing into warmer, more humid, more overgrown and dense foliage. Alina and Banja, you guys recognize familiar rubber trees and similar sturdy jungle plants as you move ahead. And Banje, as you guys pass along the path, your nose catches a familiar scent. Alina, what you think is maybe incense or spice, you kind of brush aside, but Abanja, you recognize this as the smoke of someone familiar, a familiar blend of a peace pipe that you had shared not too long ago. You recognize that one of your allies in the woods is somewhere nearby. And the presence of a peace pipe means that they're either tending to guests, breaking bread, trading, or otherwise interacting with friends or new friends, as you would recognize this particular smoke as. Though it's not immediately apparent, and it doesn't seem to be on the path that you're on. It seems to be off into the woods.
Does Mbaje know exactly who that is? Like, who might have that blend?
Your first instinct's probably Star.
Okay.
He gets around. He has a shack to the north where he does trading, but you know he does a lot of trapping in the area, kind of on the outskirts of the Dark Moon Tribe's domain.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If in like Mbanje is gonna smell it and like nod to himself, yeah, that's not. If anyone brings it up, Mbanje is gonna mention, oh, he has a friend out here who that smells like his blend of spices. You know, it's not no one to worry about.
You guys carry on forward. Let's see. Let me just check my information real quick. Looking for a specific name of somebody. NBD. You guys continue to move north and toward the water. You start getting the scent of brine on your nostrils as you enter into thicker and yet warmer jungle. Those of you in the front of the group, you notice as you move, the sky is a little overcast, a little dark. In the far distance, you see signs in the road, signs pointing toward property lines. One signpost you guys approach, you find that it mentions the Magdalena Coconut Plantation, just a few miles north. And you carry forward toward the outskirts of the jungle and toward the shore. As you continue to move, you see the sky is growing steadily darker. There are more clouds, more haze in the air high above you. What is everyone's passive perception?
13.
I gotta check that real quick. 'Cause
12.
I have observed, I should have a 17.
17, holy shit.
10.
Yeah, I should have a 12 naturally, and then feet gives me a +5 to that.
There's got to be one in every party. All right.
I'm not seeing where that is.
You trained in perception?
I
So-
am.
It doesn't show up on yours.
Oh, it's right there. Passive is 15.
Oh, it shows
Fantastic.
up on your screen?
So 15 and 17. It might be because she's in a different character sheet. So 15 and 17 respectively. So Incognitus and Incognitus and Heldy. Your keen ears, Heldy, kind of perk up and flick at the sound of deep rumbling in the distance across what sounds like the sky and the ground. Incognitus, you feel it more in your feet, being low to the ground, being kind of alert and awake and, keen and ready for a fight. You feel that little bit of a tremor in your feet, and you recognize, it sounds like a storm.
Okay.
Following the path further still. Eventually, the path that you're on opens up. The jungle begins to part slightly as you find numerous stumps have been trimmed down, the jungle pushed back. A number of the stumps are thin, fresh wood, young trees that have been cut down recently. The area opens up, and in the far distance, upon a rolling slope of a hill, you see a large plantation-style home made out of durable wooden logs, stonework. It's well appointed. It's put together with a degree of modern architecture made to withstand the storms and the jungle heat. The shingled, sloped roof, tall bay windows. The entire area is surrounded by a very large fence. Not quite a palisade. The fence is low to the ground with horizontal beams that only come up to about just under chest height. There's a large gate that opens up, and the fence you see stretches off into the jungle in both directions, far out of sight, suggesting a wide plantation that this place is set on. On the outskirts of the fence, you do see a number of people, dark-colored skin, freckled, curly brown hair, native to Collins, locals, and not very many overlanders to speak of. This looks like it is family-owned, locally owned. You get that just by looking at the people, looking at the cut of their dress, looking at the way that they hold themselves. They fit in here. This is their livelihood and their lives. What kind of catches your eye, Alina, is that not everyone is moving with a pep in their step. You see a number of people have bandages. You see one gentleman has like a bandage across the side of his head, and he's kind of just hanging near the fence, looking in your direction as your group approaches. He kind of stands at attention. You see a younger man, his arm is in a sling. He's thoroughly chicken winged, having sustained some kind of injury. The bandages seem simple, rudimentary, as though, maybe not a doctor put this up, maybe like a father or, grandfather may have put this up there. Medicine woman. Not quite medicine grade, but like, local wisdom, local,
Yeah.
rub some dirt in it, put it in the sling.
Yeah, definitely.
Serviceable.
Serviceable, yeah. Maybe like a makeshift sling. And you do see that there are some, sprigs of wood sticking out to stabilize what appears to be a break. And you catch that at a distance because you've been mending wounds since you kind of fell into your powers. And there were a number of people gathered by the gate, and they kind of turn in your direction. Their eyes widen, and you are hailed from a distance. Not vocally, but, you were waved at as you guys approach the main gates. One woman with a tightly bound headdress moves up, and with the aid of a larger, thick-shouldered man, starts to open up this wide gate, welcoming you guys in.
Hello. Good afternoon.
As you make your acquaintances, a tall and slender, dark-skinned woman, her hair in a tight blue silk headdress, with many silver and gold rings about her thin and slender neck, greets you, places her hands together. A warmest welcome. You appear to be from Nanzaro, yes? I see shields, I see swords. Swords for hire?
Yes. We heard you were having problems with your coconut fields, and since we were already in the area.
She brings her hand forward to address herself, kind of gently gesturing toward her chest. I am Nabali. I am glad to hear that you have gotten our missive. We've been waiting for some time for some help, but it would seem things are not so good in Nanzaro right now. It is good to see that you have recovered enough to send some helping hands our way. Now please, come in. You are all welcome.
And Banjay lifts his hand. So, I'm under some kind of magic that's making me huge. I apologize for that. I'll be super extra careful.
No, please, be big. We need big. She looks up at you, and she doesn't seem fazed by the fact that you are huge. In fact, she seems to welcome your hugeness as you duck under the gate to get in.
Okay, I don't know how long this is gonna hold, so if you need me to throw a tree somewhere, better sooner than later.
She nods in your direction and begins to lead you down a long path, a winding path that goes steadily upward toward the plantation home. As you guys grow up in elevation, you see in the distance the sky has grown dark and it's begun to rain all across the shoreline. A storm is rolling in. You see distant cracks of lightning illuminating the clouds. And Naboli speaks. As the young man with the sling follows after you, and the large, broad-shouldered gentleman follows after you. He has the bandage over the side of his face in one eye. Omayala is usually not so tight-pursed, but she has been pinching her pennies as of this season. It has been a strange one. Generally speaking, the local breeding crabs, they do not cause so many problems, but, well, when Atwa, and she gestures toward the young man, when Atwa was attacked, we thought it was time to seek professional help. It has been some weeks since then. In the time, Dengo, she gestures toward the broad-shouldered man, has also been attacked, and a few others have fallen to the creatures. They're not dead. No one has fallen, but they have been thoroughly laid up, broken bones, wounds. Everyone is fairly scared right now, and no one is working. And that is a problem when you're a treasurer. You have to get people to work to make money, otherwise you're out of a job, yes?
These creatures, were they? How to?
What kind of creatures were they?
Yes, words.
She goes to speak, and the young man, athletic, spry. His hair is wild and curly. He looks just old enough to have lost his last baby tooth. His face is like thin, but not like underfed thin, but like I'm good at moving fast and climbing trees thin. He gets really excited and kind of bounces. They're the coconut crabs. They're like big lobsters. They got big flappy bits on their backside, and they got big fat claws with little tiny pincers. But the pincers cut through anything. I once saw them cut through a steel bar, the kind that you poke at fire. You bend it in half. You're not supposed to climb the trees during the spring and the dry season and the wet season. You're supposed to look up just to make sure they're not there, because they will drop coconuts on your head. And that. Yes, Nabole, that is enough. We know about the coconuts and not being hit by them. Thank you. He seems mollified and kind of quiets down as the mortality of coconuts is brought up. Nabole laces her fingers together and turns toward your party as you come to a stop by a set of great oak double doors. Generally speaking, they're a nuisance. You are careful to maybe wear a hard hat underneath, maybe made of metal, whatever, or you just look up and make sure they're not there. During the breeding season, they're everywhere. But this year, they are more than everywhere. They're underfoot. They're in every tree. They are, well, look. She gestures out as you guys stand at the top of this hill, overlooking the shore and the many, many rows of well-cultivated coconut trees. You see that the trees are writhing with pale, carapaced crustacean-like creatures. The ground seems to move all across with these little shadows of these little slick-backed, hard-shelled little beasts all across the shoreline. Incognitus and Heldy, you guys a little bit more perceptive than the others. You get a good look. Heldy, you kind of cup your hand over your eyes. Incognitus, you have a built-in visor with your helmet that kind of filters out sunlight and lets you focus. Some of these creatures look frighteningly large.
What the fuck? They're fucking huge.
They are huge, yes. They are breeding and they are huge, and there are too many almost able-bodied, and well, after Dengo broke his arm, no one wants to. Everyone is scared to. For good reason. Yes, for good reason, but if perhaps a display could be made, some of them called, perhaps even scared off, it might embolden the rest of our farm folk to continue to fight back and perhaps get our livelihood back.
Is it normal for them to grow so big?
No. This is new.
Perhaps the place we came from is influencing this place? It's really weird. Do they speak at all?
The crabs? She looks toward young Dengo, who shakes his head. Only in my nightmares. Only in his nightmares.
Probably if you have ability to speak with animals, that might be useful.
Indeed. I was just worried about maybe finding another type of sentient creature.
Oh, you were concerned about sentience. Okay, I thought you were asking if they had that ability to speak with animals. Okay, good to know.
How recent is recent though? Like a few months, this year?
She winces a little bit. It has been like this for a few months. It was not this bad, but the large ones started to show up a few months ago, 2 or 3. We could beat them back with oars. Sometimes they would break the oars. We would use hammers, and those were effective until there were more of the big ones. Now there are big ones and small ones, and we need. She glances at Alina, swords, and she glances at Mbanje and big feet. Really anything. We are in well over our heads. You hear the sound of scuffling and the sound of movement behind the door. As the great oaken doors creak open, the darkened interior of the room reveals a very short, hunched woman. Dark skin that has grown pale from the age, withered, freckled, with white frizzy hair tied into a bun, a pair of giant spectacles upon a set of beady little eyes, and a puckered lip that scowls with distaste. This old woman looks over the group, looks at Naboli, the slender and elegant woman who's been speaking to you.
Naboli, you brought outsiders. They're gonna bleed us dry.
They're not gonna bleed us dry. They are going to. Mama, please, Mama. We have to.
We don't have to. We will sit back. The crabs will go. And they will get their coconuts when they get their coconuts.
As she stares you down, Alina, you hear the sound of like woofs and growls and barks inside of the plantation home, and you see like a large retriever bolt past excitedly from one side of this open door to the other. In the background, there's a bit of a clap, and you hear like at least 4 or 5 other dogs in there.
I move closer to my skeletons.
Alright. How about this? We all have a vested interest on securing your supply lines and making sure that coconuts get to the city so that the food gets better. I heard a rumor about pie somewhere. Anyway. We're not going to bleed you dry. I think we can arrange a reasonable price. She kind of looks around. Who is willing to do this pro bono and who must be paid?
Well, first off, I'm willing to do this pro bono. Are those crabs edible?
Ooh, good question. Very relevant.
The old lady kind of juts her jaw at the question of pro bono versus payment. Incognitus, you recall that this particular quest, this aid, is listed at the commission, and there is like a 50 gold payout for those involved in it. It would seem that money has already changed hands. And as this occurs to you, you see Naboli is kind of like stiffening up and trying to hide something. In fact, those of you with a passive wisdom of flat 10, as long as your wisdom is in the negatives, you all kind of see Naboli be completely unable to hold a poker face right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like out her while Grandmama's there and breathing fire down everyone's necks, because I'm well aware of this archetype of parent.
Pro bono was offered. You may take as many crabs as you like. We will even throw in the bushel of coconuts.
All right. You would not give them coconuts for free.
Mama, it is to save the farm. We want to eat this winter. We do not want to eat coconuts.
They don't eat the crabs.
You
Mama?
can eat crabs. I can try to save you some crabs. Do you like crabs, Mama?
She approaches you and looks way up at you, and her little cane comes frighteningly close to one of your toes as she looks up.
I am not your mama.
She turns about face and makes her way back inside.
Nobody. You will handle this. You will not get a copper coin from me, though. This comes out of your pocket. Where are my dogs? Pucci, 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 Pucci. Come to mama.
She
Misha,
closes the door behind.
Alina's just putting a hand on Misha to make sure that Misha stays in his little pouch. Be like,
He gives a little yip,
no jumping.
like his tail's wagging. He hears dogs.
You want to go play, don't you? Yes, I know.
Naboli stands in front of the door and kind of places her back to it, and she's sweating bullets. We brought the dogs in after one of the dogs went missing. All of the cats are now inside, and it is a madhouse in there. It is not safe for man nor beast. I would assume that you have come at the behest of the commission for the bounty we've placed. It is all I could afford at the present time. But if you can help us, we can get them on the floor again, get the coconuts moving, get you the pies that you need. We only ask that you please help us in any way you can.
I'm happy to help. No.
If there's anything you
fine.
need,
Like I said, I'm mostly in it for the pie, so.
Yeah, I know a few other shop owners in the old city, and they all miss the coconuts. You have the right of it. We're not here to bleed you dry. We're just here to get the food going.
she inclines her head and nods relievedly. And you can see that she kind of like mops her brow, pleased to hear something along those lines. She gestures out. The main plantation, the shoreline, you've seen the most activity there. I would offer to lead you there, but she looks toward young Dango and the older gentleman beside her who kind of grunts. I can lead them. I can bring them there if you need.
Only as far as you feel comfortable, my dude.
They're not the tin can like me and Incognitas here.
No, not a tin can, but I can swing an oar. He nods toward you. I will go get a piece of wood, and I will follow you there. And if it gets too heavy, so long as someone keeps an eye on my blind spot, and he points at his wounded, bandaged eye. You get to this. He kind of moves to the side of the plantation home and begins to rummage through some things, finding an improvised weapon.
I have a meta question. Those of us who were gathering stuff, did we miss out on the short rest?
No, you guys would have gotten a short rest, so feel free to adjust that.
Okay.
Yeah, because you guys did mention an hour of short rest and a half hour of harvesting.
Okay.
So reset your short rest things. Alina, if you used your harness divine power, you of course get your
Spell
thing.
slot. Yep.
Yeah, your channel divinity comes back in a short rest. So you would have used your channel divinity to get the spell slot, but then you rested and you got it back. Because paladins are like warlocks, and they recharge on short rests. Kinda, sorta. So, after, a short while, he gathers his things. He's got some rope. He's got a big oar. There are some satchels and bags at his side. And this muscular, broad-shouldered, salt of the earth kind of guy with a bandaged head. He begins to gather up, a few meters away from you at the plantation home, standing on the precipice of another path that leads toward the shore. And you guys follow.
So these crabs, they come by every year, like a migration.
Every year, migration, breeding, it is like a spawn. They breed in the shores. They come up onto the sands to eat anything they can. Really, they will go and collect small animals if they can catch them. They will tear coconuts off of the trees. They're a nuisance. They tend to knock them out of the tree. Sometimes we cook them. Sometimes we just break them into pieces and chum the sea.
Have they ever approached in such numbers and such sizes?
Never before in such numbers. Never before. It is downright unsettling. It feels. I am not a superstitious man, but I have seen the dead rise. I know that things have power here. This feels like something to be superstitious about.
He turns his attention toward the sky, which has grown darker steadily, the storm clouds brewing up above. And Banjay.
Or perhaps something is pushing them out of their normal places of habitation.
It could be. It could be. Perhaps it is the giant turtle. He is always causing a ruckus off in the distance, spouting his spouts.
And Banjay, attuned to the green as you are, as you approach the thinning jungle, the plains toward the shoreline, you turn your attention upward, and the rainy season has passed. You are currently in the dry season. That there's a storm brewing is aberrant. It's not right.
And Bonji's gonna mention that. It's not impossible for it to rain right now, but it's really, really strange. It's out of nowhere.
It is unseasonal. Is it close? Like, is it like over the coconut fields, or is it far off?
Just off the shore, the storm clouds have gathered. The wind picks up, and you see that on the shoreline, not too far away, it has begun to rain.
The seasons are like clockwork. Our lives depend on forecasting the rain season, the dry season, and the in-between. You are right, my giant friend. My very giant friend. What do they feed you, big man?
Mushrooms.
I was always told coconuts are the way to make a strong boy big. Mushrooms, eh?
Bonji is just chuckling.
Stranger yet stranger things. As you guys carry on forward, you hear the sounds of scuffling in the distance. The man who's with you, Atoir, he kind of begins to jog forward, and in the distance you see that there are two similarly built, able-bodied younger men currently kind of tugging on an oar. On the other side of the oar is a large, thick-caracosed, lobster-like creature. Its shell is pale pink with splotches of blue and white, and it appears to be grasping onto the oar with two rather big, bulky pincers. Its beady little eye stalks flick about, glancing in your direction. before the claws snap shut, cracking the wood. Two men fall back as the ore is thoroughly destroyed. Stumbling over each other, they run toward you guys, gaining for cover as they abandon their attack on this thing.
Yeah, I'll prep to step forward and put my shield in place and be a shield wall.
All right, you shield wall. You get in front of Atwar. He sees that the two other men are in good condition. Get back to their house or go to the gates. If it doesn't work out, we're going to have to. I don't know what we will do. But they're here to help. You go rest now. He holds his board in place, and this large crab, roughly the size of a large dog, starts to scuttle toward you.
Mbaje is gonna cast Speak with Animals.
You cast Speak with Animals upon this large lobster-like creature. It looks like a giant hermit crab without the shell.
You know what? I would like to make a roll to see if I can determine if this is an animal or a beastman, or if Speak with Animals.
Yeah, sure.
Gonna...
Yeah, roll a nature check.
12.
Yeah, this is a crab. This is a beast. This is a beast. It's not a monster. It's just huge.
Okay, inside. So we're gonna proceed with Speak with Animal.
Okay. As it charges your group, you have a moment to say something. What do you say in the bubbly speech of crab?
Friend Hold, what do you want?
As you call out, it gives pause for just a moment.
We'll take the land and all of its spoils, all over us. Give us the land!
Oh my god.
The ones who are normally here tell me that you're usually come, but not in so many numbers. What is something disturbing your normal home? Why are you here in so many numbers?
Alina, it's going to attack you.
Oh,
it reaches out. It's charging. It only looks at you for a second. You only gave it pause. It's going to go ahead and try to attack Alina.
Yeah.
It's going to reach out, and it's going to, let's see. It's going to reach at you with its giant claw. Try to snip at you. Let's see. That's 18, 19.
You're so excited to attack with this crab.
26 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. I need some D10s.
It seems like a very emotive language, and Banje is really motioning with his hands as he speaks. Oh dear.
Okay. Do you have anything to mitigate the attack to make it get shrugged off, like a defense fighting style or whatever?
I'm a protector. No.
You can only protect
I'm gonna
others.
die to
Shit.
a giant crab. This is amazing.
All right.
I love it.
All right, no.
I probably would have shield walled up with her, and I'm going to inject
All right, yeah.
disadvantage on that.
Disadvantage?
Yeah.
You do disadvantage, right? Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Much better. Does an 18 hit your AC?
18.
Sorry, 17.
No, 17 misses.
17 misses. You rebuke it with your shield. And the crab is left open. Your ally next to you, he's going to try to make an attack with the wooden plank. That's a 4. That might hit. Hold on.
What, because of flank?
Yeah. He clubs it. And cracks the top of the creature's shell, wounding it, but not killing it. It doubles back, and it doesn't cry out, but in Banja, you hear it frothing.
Filthy land dwellers!
I don't think he's inclined to negotiate.
Give me one more second.
Do I have a moment to try and get in there and start stabbing at it?
You're gonna stab the crab? Okay, you can crab stab.
I'm gonna crab stab.
Alright, you crab stab.
Some crabs just want to see the world burn.
That's basically what's happening
Yeah.
right now.
I mean, that's
They're all the Joker.
crab
They
to
all
do.
want to be the Joker.
Brain fart. Does a 17 hit?
It sure does.
Can I add sneak attack to that?
You got allies next to it, sure.
I can do this. Alright, so 1d8 plus 3. Plus, what was my sneak attack? I don't...
Should be listed somewhere. If not, check out the rogue
Number
information.
of D6s, I think.
Oh yeah, it's actually programmed in. So if you click sneak attack, it should show you how many d6s it rolls.
I don't see where it is the problem.
Sneak attack is right.
Well, yeah, I just clicked it.
Does it show?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't click it. Where is it? I see...
This is fun.
There it is.
Hit the button. Hit the.
You want me to hit it? So 4d6.
46. Okay.
Alright, let me roll 8.
And roll your weapon damage.
Oh, yeah.
Like how the music is still nice and calm.
That is 19 points of piercing damage.
19 points of damage. You strike down and pull back between its eye stalks, and the creature falls flat.
I don't fucking like it, and I hate it.
And Banjay falls to his knees, hands shaking as he cries out to the heavens, "Why must everything end in violence?"
It's fucking attacking us! What the fuck did you think I was supposed to do? Just stand there?
What did he tell you?
That it wants us dead.
Okay, so good.
All right, so I'm going to
Once
kill
it's
the
dead.
giant fucking. Yeah.
It wants us dead, and I killed it, and you're like, oh no, it's dead, my friend, and he wasn't a friend? Is that what you're telling me?
You want to go look for more reasonable crabs? But, I mean, I think it's in the name. It's called crabs.
I don't know. The rest of them probably saw us kill their scout. They probably gonna hate us.
Alright, can we go do...
Crabs have scouts?
Can you go find out who, like... I mean, if you're going to talk to them for a little bit longer, find out who the king of the crabs are so we can go murder him.
Okay.
I don't know.
Actually, does Mbaje know anything about crab hierarchies and something larger crawl means bigger and better?
Roll a nature check. Roll a nature check.
What do you know about crabs? A fair bit.
18.
Alright, can everyone see on this map?
Everything's
It's
gray.
still loading
I'm
for me.
loading. There we go. Wait. You do not own a token with
About
vision.
99%.
Yeah, I'm stuck at 99% as well.
Oh.
Drag myself out. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
drag yourself out.
Oh.
Oh. Can you now see after dragging yourself out?
It's all black. There's no light.
Alright,
Oh,
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, hold on. No light.
Yeah, everything's still in dark vision for me.
Probably because it's raining.
This is a hell of a storm if it's this dark.
Well, yeah, it's unseasonal. It's a magic fuck you storm.
it's a magic fuck you storm.
Oh, I don't know if I can permanently save the changes to my dark vision.
Now it's a lighter gray.
It seems like I have
That's
to
magic, right?
update it every single time I drag her out.
Oh,
All right,
I know how to fix that. Because the my skeleton tokens didn't save before.
Okay, everything's bright now.
Let's see here.
I've got dark vision brightness. Ooh.
Whoa!
Who's radiant?
A purple sun.
Is that what Moonbeam does?
Heather, at the top of your character sheet, there's a tab called Prototype Token. If you click on that, change your visions there, and then update token, that'll update the default token associated with the list. So every time you pull it out, it'll
Oh, okay.
have your thing saved. Everything's back to gray.
Okay.
I
What
do like the
is...
rainy effect, though.
Alright, so what happens if I take the darkness level off? Is it still gray for everybody?
It's gray,
It's
but
light
bright.
gray.
Like high contrast gray.
Yeah.
Like I
I've got a-
see.
Big old like line of sight bubble.
Same. Yeah, I can see like where it's a very light gray. Like if you want to look over my shoulder, you can kind of tell.
Yeah, I'm looking at you now.
Hey, Con, here out. Oh. Alina, you need to heal yourself. You're still at 41 hit points.
I'm down 41 hit points. I'm much lower than 41 hit points.
But still,
Oh.
Yeah, I need to roll some hit dice for my short rest. I was just trying to figure that out.
Word.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Were you able to do that within the short rest button?
also hit the little dice next to hit dice. Or the little gear, I should say, not the dice. Oops, that second one's like the first two I rolled.
Colors.
Oh, it automatically added my added it to my health. That's nice.
It looks like you have temp HP.
No.
No,
Yes, I do, but because I was trying to add it in general.
Ah, gotcha. Alright, let me fix this. Not quite what I was going for, but you know what? Actually, it's all gray, so that's... I'll set these to just regular vision. Okay. Everyone should have color vision. And if I set this to nighttime colors, it gets darker and darker still.
I don't have colors.
Alina just left the map. There she is.
I also
There's two
can't
Alinas.
see anybody. Yeah, okay.
I have
yeah, let me bring
colors,
that.
but it's dark. It looks good.
Alright, do you see the other token that you have over here? Over in the upper left?
No, I see no other tokens.
Alright, one sec.
Yeah, she's not on my screen either.
One moment. Vision.
She's not on your screen. I see her online next to me.
Alright.
Okay.
Do you see that?
Yes,
Here.
I can see now.
Okay.
I still have the sharp circle of... I can only see within the circle, but that's probably what
Yeah.
it's supposed to be, so... I
Yeah,
can't
so-
see anyone else's icons. All I can see is Vanya's.
That's odd.
I see Alina and Incognitus.
Yeah.
You don't see Hildy?
Oh no, but I noticed when I move the map, I see a giant Hildy icon in the top left.
Oh, that's weird. I see everybody fine.
Oh, mine just refreshed, I think.
I'm gonna refresh and see what happens.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Part of this might be some fuckery happening on my end. It is a large map. There might be some shenanigans.
But yeah, this rain is pretty cool.
So as we get that sorted, the rain begins to pour down upon your head. It is cold in the air. There's a chill to it. It feels unwelcoming. It feels violent. Something about the downpour and the thunder in the sky, the lightning cracks in the distance, make you not only feel unwelcome, but it leaves you with a sense of danger and immediacy, as though some malevolent force were stirring up the clouds.
Yeah. I'm sorry, DM. Does Mbanje know things about crabs?
Crabs. Nature check, did you roll it?
18.
18. So, nature and crabs. As you look upon this felled creature, you recognize that it's not actually a true crab. It's actually more closely related to a lobster, but that's neither here nor there. Larger claws usually mean more mates. Bigger claws mean this individual will get more. But there does not appear in any of your retellings, your history, the nature that you know of these crustaceans. They are simple-minded. They don't follow one. They will move in droves and hordes and follow each other. But seldom do they ever follow one entity. You cannot train or lead crabs. Not naturally.
Okay, yeah, because so that mattered because Mbanje was going to start looking out to see if this very unnatural storm that started happening when this big group approached felt magical, like somebody was summoning the storm, and that seems really weird. But this is an unseasonal storm, so maybe there's a magic crab out here. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. You can roll an Arcana check.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Try to get a feeling, or like an insight check even.
I was actually going to ask if I could do a Arcana check as well, since the way you describe this storm affecting our senses makes me feel like some things I might have experienced before, with just kind of an aura of malice in an area.
Sure. So yeah, you can go ahead and roll an Arcana check, or I don't know, history. Insight and Banjay, something's fishy about this, and not just for the sake of a pun. Something's wrong about this. It's not natural. This definitely seems magical, but you can't suss out whether it is a malevolent being, or the ley lines are being fucky, or the elemental plane of water is about to do something fucky. You can't put your finger on it, but it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel right. And the timing is extremely suspect.
With my history of my background and stuff, have I ever heard of any stories about giant crabs or crabs becoming huge?
Also,
you can.
Could I use my divine sense?
You certainly can. What's your range in your divine sense?
Only 60 feet, but
60 feet.
Even if it doesn't give me what's right here, maybe it'll get me the flavor of the evil.
Sure, I'll give you it. So, one thing after another. So, there's an Arcana of 19 that's floating around from Vanya. Heldy, you can roll a history check. I'm going to give you advantage because this is your wheelhouse. Alina, you may use your divine sense.
Uh, 21.
Okay. So, with that 19 Arcana, Vanya, this seems magical. It seems magical, it seems unnatural, it seems thematically appropriate for something wicked. A sea hag could bring this about, absolutely, as could perhaps a very powerful siren. A very large and very angry turtle dragon could maybe do something like this as well. A great number of entities exist in the water that could provoke a storm like this. To control crabs, to control small creatures, that is the domain of evil. and Fae. And maybe some Celestials, but you think it's the domain of evil.
Should I make a check as that settles around me?
That's up to you.
I think it's
Heldy,
triggering.
maybe a little triggering. Heldy, with your, what was it, 22?
21.
21. You have heard all kinds of stories in the sea. You have seen some shit in the sea. You know spooky shit happens in the water where you can't see the bottom. Dark waters bring dark tidings. It is not outside of the realm of the ghost stories you've heard. It is not outside of the tall tales that you've heard. For something to, by the pricking of my thumb, to take control of sea life. There are some entities that you know of, that you've heard of, like in legend. The mighty Kraken is one of them. The Siren is one of them. Much like Vanya, the Sea Hag is one of them. And there are a number of, names you don't mention in the sea. Certain demons, certain fallen gods that you don't talk about. Because this kind of shit happens if you invoke them. But that's usually out in deep waters. That's, ghost ships taking your crew. This has that same kind of feel to it. It's spooky in an evil kind of way. That's the vibe you're getting. You're seeing the lightning, you're seeing the dark clouds. Alina, you open your senses and you take it all in. You take a deep breath. You listen for the sounds. You try to pierce the distant horizon. Something is out there for sure. You can't quite sense it from how far away you are, but you are aware that if you approach the shore, you will certainly find your foe.
Our answer is that way. And I'll point towards the shore. In the area my sense is pinging at.
Let me throw down a ping. You see that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
If I zoom way out, I see the angry mark.
You see the angry mark. Alina, you sense something in that direction toward what you see is some detritus, what looks to be an unscathed boat, a lot of flotsam and broken things. Give me a perception check as you look in that direction.
That's really good.
That's really good for Alina.
Alina's got when a cat sees the laser pointer and it's like, noom. That's the look in Alina's eyes.
As you turn your attention toward the sea, toward the waves, the water is eerily calm. Though in the distance you see how choppy it is, how swollen and pitched the waves are. Your attention is drawn toward this collection of flotsam and detritus by a cluster of rocks, where the surface of this glassy water breaks. You see a foam of froth, what seems to be boiling water in the distance, and what looks to be something glinting, shiny, glistening, like metal or gold, just barely cresting the surface of the foam. I think that's a good place to call it for tonight. What do you think?
Yes.
Ooh. Spoopy.
All right, what's everyone doing tomorrow?
Not much.
Nothing.
Maybe.
Don't believe I have anything scheduled.
If nothing is scheduled, we can pick up where we left off tomorrow. I do want to get through some B-sides content so I can get back to that sweet, sweet A-side cliffhanger we left off of.
Sounds good.
You said you had something.
Okay.
You said you had something, Alicia?
I got work during the day, and then I was figuring put some reinforcements on my bed frame at the house.
Okay.
I have a laptop. You could session over here for a night and then go home.
I don't have a laptop. Doesn't have enough screens for this.
We have extra screens.
We have extra screens. We could give you a spare screen.
But would the laptop support multiple screens?
Oh yeah, slowly, but it would.
We can jerry rig something, Alicia. We have enough parts.
We
can
have
jerry-
the technology.
We have the technology. We can jerry rig something together if you want to come by.
The sunfish can judge my decisions.
Sunfish can judge your decisions. If you would like, we can also start the game a little bit later, maybe at like 8:30, because it seems like you guys are about to enter combat. Maybe, if you can get there.
We have a bunch of crabs to get through first.
Oh man, I love this inability to see beyond your circle. It's such a good thing.
Like the best part is this is completely like in character for coconut crabs because they're obnoxious little shits, and like if you put your flip flops in the porch, they're gone when you turn around.
Yeah, they steal your shit and then they bite your toes and take your toes off.
Well, they usually don't care about your toes, but like that foam thing, I want that. I'm gonna bring that 3 blocks west, and then I'm not gonna want that anymore. But it's staying here.
It's staying here now. Carrying it with me. Why was I carrying this? Oh well. This belongs to the trash can now.
I don't like this anymore.
Okay, so before we close up game and we finish everything off, we are ending at 10 o'clock. I feel like there's a little bit of time for decompression. A number of hitches. We run into a number of hitches. Is there anything that I can try to fix tonight? I'm not sure how to fix the sight thing. I think it's I think it's the fact that I used a daytime map into making it night.
Anything I can think of, I can nudge you about tomorrow.
On the special traits little tab thing, and I gave myself the observant feat because that's one of the tabs you can click off. But I still don't know where the fuck your passives are. Your passive perception and your passive insight.
Where your attributes are, your list in parentheses next to it, if you hover over it, it tells you what it is. Those are your passives.
That's passives for everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so useful.
Yeah, I only figured that out when I hovered over it. I'm like, what the hell is this? And then a little window popped up, and it's like passive perception. Oh, okay. And then I hovered over the next one. I'm like, there's a passive performance? Okay.
Technically speaking, there's a passive anything.
Perception, and I'm not getting anything.
When you look at well, let me see. Hold on.
Do you see the little grayed out number next to your perception? That's in parentheses.
Well,
I have whiz in perception in parentheses.
Let me ask, what style sheet are you using?
The OG sheet.
Do you wanna perhaps take a screenshot of what you're looking at and share it in the gen chat?
No, I can see it. And yeah, the OGLs doesn't have the passives.
You're using OGL. I'm looking at the OGL character sheet now. Save sheet configuration. Oh no, it doesn't. I'm not looking at OGL. Oh, tra-la-la.
I'm going to head off and play with the cat a little before bed, so I will
enjoy your cat, sir.
Talk to everyone later. Thank you for game.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks
Have a
for
good
playing.
night.
Good night, Mish.
Also, what the fuck is half proficiency?